Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the co-owner and creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I'm going to answer a question I have from a member inside of our school. And this question is, how can you tell if the fearful avoidant is pushing you away as a test to see if you'll stick around versus if they really want to move on? So I'm going to do a deep dive into this question. I think it's a really fantastic question as well, because I think a lot of individuals who might be around fearful avoidance, especially in a romantic relationship, might sort of be confused about this. So we'll answer that in this video specifically. And before I dive in, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It really supports me and it helps me to continue to support the community. And also, we are still doing a sale to support our community. The coupon code is with you for 25% off of membership bundles for 3 months, 6 months, and 12 months. I'll put a link in the description box below, as well as a card on this video that you can just click on, and it gives you access to all 30 courses we have previously, 4 ongoing live webinars a week, with myself, with bonus content and just open Q&A for members, and over 100 previously recorded webinars on a whole bunch of different topics. So it's a great space to really do a deep dive into learning, and it honestly, like, as much as the videos here I think are hopefully very supportive and helpful, it's just next level because of the fact that there's workbooks and modules, and there's 3-hour courses on really important topics, everything from reprogramming your attachment style to overcoming loneliness to developing healthy and proper communication so you can feel seen, heard, and understood, developing boundaries, reprogramming any area of your mind by learning the principles of the subconscious mind itself, a whole bunch of different things in there. So let's answer this question. So what are some of the dynamics you'll see when a fearful avoidant is actually pushing away versus when they're testing? One of the first sort of signposts of this is if a fearful avoidant is actually pushing away, they will not do a lot of activating to deactivating. They won't be like showing up and going back and forth too much. When you see a fearful avoidant testing, you'll see that they push away, but they're quick to come back. And usually that bounce back period is as soon as you start to pull away and return. Like if you accept them pulling away, you'll see that pendulum swing very quickly from deactivating to activating. And this is a sign that you're being tested more so. And I don't want to sit and be like, oh, you're being tested and it's this manipulative thing. Usually it's just this huge wound for a fearful avoidant that they really can be afraid to trust and to really dive into a relationship. Sorry, let me grab my... Sorry, my phone alarm was going off. Okay, so sometimes what we'll see is a fearful avoidant, like they'll really go from deactivating to activating when they're specifically in a dynamic or a situation that huge trust wound has been ignited, because it's usually a huge pain point for them, and they're sort of seeing like what you feel towards them. Okay, so number one, you'll see that if you pull back, you'll see them come forward all of a sudden and stop deactivating, okay? If they literally don't want to be around in the relationship, when they deactivate, it'll be pretty final. You won't really see them show up very much again. And usually once they deactivate, they feel kind of guilty, so they stay deactivated for longer because they're afraid of like coming back with their tail between their legs sort of thing. So that's number one. Number two, you will see that there's been a lot of inconsistency around that deactivating of them pushing you away. So what you'll see, for example, is that there's like a lot of them being really loving and kind and supportive and like open and vulnerable, like earlier that day or the day before or throughout that entire week. Like it won't be such a dramatic sudden shift in the pattern if it's more permanent. You'll usually see them start to trail back, like communicate less often, be less warm. You'll see a little shift first that can be visible enough where it's like, okay, there was some kind of like prior context for this, even if it was like the tiniest bit compared to a lot. You'll see some kind of prior shift in the pattern, okay? Number three, another really big thing is that when the fearful avoidant is deactivating from a testing perspective, they're usually saying things that are actually about how they feel. So you'll hear the fearful avoidant saying things like, well, you're not interested in me, or you don't want me, or you don't want to be in a relationship anyways, or, well, you don't want to call, or you don't want to make the effort, so I'm pushing away. So you'll hear it be more about like, I am deactivating because I have unmet needs, or because I'm seeing if you're interested in me and I don't think that you are, instead of saying something like, hey, I'm no longer interested in this relationship. right? See the difference. And so it's another really core way that you're going to be able to tell here. And the last thing I'll say that can be quite important is if there has been an ongoing period of like them expressing some kind of distrust or expressing jealousy or insecurity or fear, even if it's not in the healthiest ways, but just in, those are the things that they're getting triggered over, then when they push you away, if there's been a pattern preceding that, like that week or that month, then chances are it's also coming from a fear-based place instead of from what they actually want or desire and crave in a relationship. And I think a really important thing to keep in mind here is that a lot of fearful avoidants tend to deactivate, most so from a space of not really knowing how to express their pain, their fears, their needs. And so there's sort of like this festering ball of emotion that builds up beneath the surface. And until that has been expressed in a healthy way, eventually that can come out as sort of volatility, like a volcano erupting, and that lava or that internalized pain can sort of pour out and be a cause for why they push away others. And so it's really important, if you're the fearful avoidant watching this, to make sure that you start showing up for yourself, having boundaries, expressing your needs, reprogramming and working through those core wounds and painful belief systems that can show up for you that create that distrust, those fears, those insecurities, so that you can feel good in a relationship too, because you don't want to get into a relationship and it's just so difficult and challenging all the time. You want to feel like you can be empowered in a relationship and thrive and feel the benefits of a relationship and actually settle in and feel appreciative of the dynamic. So that's it for this video. Fantastic question. And thank you guys so much for being here and for watching. I will see you in the next video.